LeBron James scores 56 points to lead the Lakers to an upset victory. And all anybody can do after the game is talk about how old LeBron is. Hey, King James, welcome to the club. The water's fine. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for Los Angeles area sports. This is Faithful Angelinos. So let's take a quick look at the scoreboard and see what else is going to be happening today. But first, if you like the content that we provide, feel free to clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. Also, somewhere on this YouTube thing is a notification bell. You'll notice when we drop a new video, we try to shoot for one between 9 and 10 a.m. West Coast time every day. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. Love to have more people added on. Comment on the video. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not God. I don't know everything. So last night, out amongst the local teams, LeBron James scores 56 points to lead the Lakers to a 124-116 victory over the Golden State Warriors. UCLA clinches the second seed in the upcoming Pac-12 tournament with a 75-68 victory over crosstown rival USC. The Bruins, they snapped a 5-game losing streak to the Trojans. Jaime Jaquez, 27 points. Meantime, Efrain Alvarez scores an electrifying goal in the 77th minute. The LA Galaxy, they defeat Charlotte FC in front of 75,000 people out in the Carolinas, 1-0. The Galaxy are atop the West Coast or Western Conference in MLS. Meanwhile, today on the schedule, right about now, the Kings are going to be taking on Buffalo. That's a game that you can see on ESPN Plus or something kooky called Bally Sports, 10 a.m. Later tonight, LAFC will play Portland, 7 p.m. on FS1, and the Knicks will play the Clippers, 7 p.m. ESPN. So, let's chat about what happened last night. I think I want to start off first over at crypto.com arena. Now, there's been a couple of stories. The thing with being a Lakers fan is that there's always going to be drama surrounding this team, good or bad. It's always been that way. When they're good, it's Shaq and Kobe drama. And when they're bad, and they're bad this year, you know what that's like. So it doesn't really matter. There's always going to be drama. Have you ever seen the pregame stuff that these networks or even your local news provides? Like, they'll always have a background shot, and there's Jim Hill. He's like talking in the mic, and in the background, you see these kind of tubby, poorly dressed schlubs like loitering around the batting cage at Dodger Stadium, or they're just kind of like hanging out with the players or whatever. Those are sports writers. See, they don't just show up at game time. They show up like about 3-4 hours because they don't have lives. They show up that soon before, and they're just sitting there trying to root stuff out. And I get it. I was one. It's part of the job. So why do I bring that up? Well, glad you asked. Prior to the Lakers game last night, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reported that Laker higher-ups have been pressuring Coach Frank Vogel to demote Russell Westbrook to the bench. Coach Vogel, he's been like pushing back on that. He's considered it, not really all that up on it. But, you know, Russell Westbrook once was Mr. Triple-Double. Now he's Mr. Triple-Single. This is probably the worst season he's had since he was a rookie. He's 33. And, what can I tell you? Everybody right now is piling on Russell Westbrook because what people around the Lakers are trying to do is they're trying to find a scapegoat. And it can't possibly be LeBron James, right? They're not going to point the finger at LeBron. That's not going to happen. So they're looking for another scapegoat, and Russell Westbrook is the guy. That's their target. Because they also can't do it at Anthony Davis. He's the only one on the team who's still in his 20s. So Magic now has joined the fray. Laker legend Magic Johnson, he is speculating that the trade that brought Russell Westbrook is, quote, possibly the worst in Lakers history. Is it? I mean, put the emotion aside for a moment. Ask yourself, is it? Because if I'm looking back on Laker history, I'm thinking 4 draft picks for a one-legged Steve Nash. That wasn't good. Nash only played 65 games. How about Caron Butler for Kwame Brown? Now, I don't want to talk any crap about Kwame Brown. I mean, that guy's way bigger YouTube star than I think I'll ever be. But Butler elevated his game in Washington. He had a lengthy career. Hey, here's one. Let's turn back the hands of time really far back. How about trading away Adrian Dantley for Spencer Haywood? Dantley went on to be a Hall of Famer. Spencer turned out to be a junkie. It's not pleasant, but it's true. I feel like somebody needs to have a heart-to-heart with Magic Johnson. You know, somebody needs to take him aside and say, look, dude, your takes sink about as often as Shaq sinks a free throw. Would you agree? I mean, every amazing thing that he's accomplished in his life has been countered with something that's complete crap. Showtime Lakers talk show host. Billionaire businessman. Insert your own age joke here. I just can't do it. I just don't want to do that. I mean, I feel like we have one Jim Rome already and we don't need another. Does that make sense? No, I don't think it's the worst trade in Lakers history. I think they gambled. I think they lost. It happens. I also like the fact that LeBron with that game last night, I feel like it's kind of hilarious how everybody just couldn't stop ranting about how amazing it was because he's old and he was able to do that. Like everybody around your family gathering is just amazed that your great grandma can still eat a bowl of soup. Some idiot blogger, and trust me, I'm aware, I am an idiot blogger, wrote after the NFL Combine that Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis has, quote, cemented himself as the Chargers pick at number 17. Cemented. As if 31 other National Football League teams don't have a say in the matter. What are you talking about? Nothing is cemented at 17. I mean, look, if you haven't noticed anything from the NFL Combine, I applaud you. It means you have a life. It means you have somebody in your life that loves you, that wants to hang out with you, and therefore you don't have to watch the NFL Combine. But if you have noticed anything about it, the upcoming draft, this draft is going to be an anomaly. There just aren't that many teams atop the draft board who are looking for a quarterback. That means there's going to be a run on linemen. There's a very good chance that Jordan Davis is going to be gone before the Chargers choose. LAFC is playing Portland. Portland has a 3-game winning streak on the black and gold. Now, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks, and if you're saying to yourself, James, why haven't you been clowning the LAFC? You are a Galaxy supporter. Well, look at Liga MX. I don't want that shit coming into LA. Absolutely not. That is terrible what happened. For the record, 22 people got injured in a stadium-wide brawl last night. Couple in critical condition. We don't need that. I'd rather split a beer with an LAFC supporter than to throw punches and see which one of us bleeds more. The following take doesn't have anything to do with Los Angeles area sports, but it amuses me. I mean, there's been stories that have been coming out where China was telling Russia, psst, we know you want to invade Ukraine. Could you please not do it during the Olympics? And Russia obliged. But the Paralympics are going on right now. Bombs away. I mean, the people who actually you would think would deserve some attention for choosing athletic excellence despite, worldwide this is the Paralympics are actually probably more noble than the Olympics. No, 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 no. Screw Ukraine. We're going in. Jimmy Juzang of UCLA didn't play a lot for the Bruins last night. Question. He exploded during the NCAA tournament last year, and I looked at the mock drafts for the NBA during that time. He was a borderline lottery pick. Now they're thinking second round. Question. If you knew in your heart that you weren't the next Kobe Bryant and you had a terrific run in the NCAA, would you take the money and run? Would you risk being a pariah, of being a bust, to theoretically do the right thing on a larger level and just cash out? I don't know. Why don't you answer that one for me, folks? I just find the question interesting. Juzang was all world in the last tournament. Now he's just a above average college player. So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Faithful Angelinos is a Quien Corta El Queso production. See ya.